New tonight, the case that fell apart. Charges that could have kept the murder weapon out of the hands of a man accused of murdering a pregnant teen. 24-hour News 8's Leon Hendricks investigating this case tonight. He's live in Portage with what went wrong. Leon?
Well, Brian, federal law does prohibit the possession of a firearm by a person convicted of domestic violence. Charges that were up against Roland Marco, the man police say shot and killed Courtney Delano. But prosecutors decided to drop the charges for a reason they say is so common in domestic violence cases. The victim decided not to cooperate.
I looked at my friend and I said, she's going to kill her, and there's nothing I can do about it.
That, she says, was 4 months before her daughter was fatally shot in the chest, killed along with her unborn child. Her mother says she saw it coming. And by the looks of documents we found in Marco's court files, police and prosecutors knew of some of the warning signs as well. Stated here in documents prosecutors prepared that detailed evidence from several instances of alleged domestic abuse. That information prosecutors were planning to bring against Roland Marco. Once, they say, he shoved Courtney and kicked her in the chest after a dog urinated on him. Prosecutors say he threatened to kill her during that incident. Another time, they say Marco slapped Delano in front of her friends. Her family knew she was in a violent situation.
As tragic as this is, it's not as shocking.
But prosecutors ultimately dropped charges after they say the victim wouldn't cooperate. Without Courtney's testimony, they say the case against Marco lacked the evidence that would have been needed for a conviction. In a plea deal, he pleaded guilty for a misdemeanor assaulting an officer charge and was sentenced to 6-month probation. At around 3 a.m. the morning after the sentencing, police say he'd shot and killed Courtney. During his video arraignment, he seemed surprised by the charges against him.
Yeah, but I thought I was being charged with involuntary manslaughter.
Family members say they'd heard Marco was calling the incident an accident.
Is that possibility being investigated by the department?
That is something we're investigating currently, yes.
Okay, well, I don't understand, but I'll go with it.
Understood or not, the charges stand and could send Marco to prison for life if convicted. As he left his seat for the arraignment, the judge wished him something he might need.
Great luck to you, sir.
Now, police say Marco is the person that made the call to 911 after the shooting. They say the gun used was registered to his name. Now, next up, he's waiting his next day in court, the preliminary examination, where it will be determined if there's enough evidence to send this case to trial. Reporting live in Portage, Leon Hendricks, 24-hour News 8.